Hi, David back here. What did they do before they had cameras, huh? Well, I imagine they would take a lot of rubbings using burnt wood or chalk. Okay, we're going to have a little fun with rubbing today. Ordinary crayons, take the paper off. That way, when you rub onto another surface using your paper, you'll get a much better definition. However, you can do it this way. Depends on the ability of the person rubbing. Do it lightly or more aggressively, sideways, but I wouldn't want you to do this. Okay, now I made these. That might be something to show in a future video. I made these at school, but you're not going to do that today. That's very conducive for rubbing, even when they break. However, if you have crayons, even chalk will work too. So what I did, I took a variety of crayons and I went around my house. Now this is my challenge to go over 30 different distinct items. Outside, inside. But this is my house. It's not your, it could be your apartment, your house, it could be a little different than mine. So we got red pegboard, blue plywood work table. Now that's the color of the rubbing, not the actual item. We've got a plaster wall. We got a bathroom door. Basement stairs, guitar strings. An orange end table, basement floor landing. Wicker footrest. Outside brick, solitary brick. Green PA speaker, patio table. I'm sure some of you might have that outside or a grill. Vinyl shelf liner, patio floor, the actual cement. Kitchen floor is where I have my feet on right now. Molding. Fireplace, my living room. Cold air return. There's a good one. Wall paneling. You might have to get the crack to really make it look more interesting. Video box. Yes, I have a bunch of cassettes. Cassette case, hardwood floor. You notice I mixed red with yellow. You get a cool design that way too. There is no rule that it has to be such and such. And you notice I cut them after I started with a big piece of paper. That way they started in the middle. So if you start in the middle, the rest of the paper acts as a buffer and protection for whatever you're rubbing onto in case you stray. You get that crayon onto the coffee table that way. So depends on, again, who's rubbing. And if someone has a little difficulty, you can always have their hand on top of yours while you do the work. You still get a sensation of the texture. Microwave food cover. You know, try challenging things. That was up there. Telephone. Some of these things take a little more finesse. And if it's too challenging, tape some butter knives onto the table. Cardboard is very nice to work with. Something flat from the kitchen, and with assistance, you can make your rubbing there. And then have the student or child guess what rubbing goes with what item if you present two. Make it very simple. Sort of like what we would do at school. Coffee table, computer keyboard. Clothes hamper, brown. Red mom's accordion box. Yes, I always meaning to try for fun, try to learn how to play. Art table, my studio. Vinyl siding outside. Stump bark. My toolbox, indoor toolbox. Use your imagination, look 3 times, keep looking. You think you found everything, you haven't. TV. I don't watch much of it anymore, but it's still there. So there's the grate from it. Refrigerator shelf. I use the old ones to stand plants on outside. I thought that would be a cool rubbing Green patio chair, blue screen door outside. I forgot what this was. Question mark. That could be a game. I think there was a purpose to me doing it this way. Secretly make a rubbing and have a child look for what you rub. I'm sure you have your parameters of where you don't go looking, but I think that's a little more challenging than just saying, well, it's a wall. In fact, walls, did you know that? I mean, all walls are not created equal. No. You would be surprised with plaster and the way the paint was applied, whether it's wood, paneling, drywall. You get a wide variety of textures. Depends on what crayon you use too. Try to avoid too much of the yellow unless you have very good definition, like that grate that I showed you. Dark, I didn't bring my black from school, but anything dark, brought this. Okay, safety, no wall plugs, no irons, no stoves, and no animals. Animals don't like to be rubbed. You won't believe this, but you probably heard it. Some people take rubbings in a cemetery, maybe some very old gravestone or some of their loved ones with chalk or a crayon. I took one with a member of our family off the Vietnam War Memorial in Washington, D.C. I put it in a frame, and I was very careful to do some good rubbing that I learned from my teacher. So, till next time, maybe you can guess what that is. Happy rubbing.